it. Today it's called The Key to Change is to Let Go of Your Fear. The key to change is to let go of your fear. So, what does that really mean? I mean, it can mean a whole lot of things to a whole lot of people. I'm going to break down some of the finer points. We're going to start off where I believe is a great place, a stepping stone to begin the conversation is what causes fear? Well, there's a lot of variables, right? And we all fear different things for different reasons. But how do we break it down? Because unless we break it down, we're never going to get our head around it. We're never going to release ourselves of the chains that bind us. I mean, that's what fear is, right? Fear is like wrapping yourself in metal chains, throwing on a padlock and saying, see you later. You can't break free. You can't break free unless you have the key, unless you have the tools. You have the right tools. Well, you're cutting through that chain like it's butter with a hot knife going through cold butter. It's easy, right? When you first started learning how to ride a bicycle as a young child, we all feared it, obviously. You fear falling and smashing your head open. I mean, I don't know about you. I didn't have a helmet when I was a kid. I don't even think they made helmets. But the fear was, I'm going to fall and hurt myself. And then you get on the bike and they let go of the seat. And the next thing you know, you're riding along. Riding and you fall and you get back up again, and somehow you've broken through that fear because you've accomplished something. You succeeded at something you've attempted. Now you fast forward, say, a year. You're now a 10-year-old kid and you can ride your bike better than any other kid can ride their bike. And you look back to a child learning how to ride for the first time and how fearful they are and how scared they are, and you say to yourself, wow, what's he so scared of? It's easy. It's only easy because you know how to do it, right? Like, food's only good if you like the way it tastes, and things will only work for you if they work for you. So once you learn how to ride a bike, the fear of riding the bike is gone. You have the tool, and the fear dissipates. So some things that cause fear in us are things like expectations. We put expectations on ourselves. Since we were young children, our parents had huge expectations of us. Oh, my kid is the smartest, the cutest, the nicest, the greatest, the funniest. Did you ever hear him sing? Oh my gosh, this kid is going to be anything he wants to be. That actually puts a lot of pressure on a young child. Those are expectations built right in at a really early age. And I don't know, unless you become president of the United States, there's a good chance that you're going to let somebody down who had that expectation. And hopefully it wasn't you. Hopefully you were able to see that expectation that others had on you. But that does create a fear deep inside of you. Other things that cause fear are like family and friends. I mean, friends, that's obvious. We've got the peer pressure in school, and we've got even as adults, we've got peers and they're driving nicer cars and they have nicer houses and go on better vacations. And you look and you think, wow, their family gets along so much better than my family. And the truth is, it's those expectations that get crumbled. And we expect to be able to be as happy as everybody else appears. But the truth is, what we're seeing is generally not true. What we're seeing is what we are being told to see, right? We let people see what part of us we want them to see. We don't let them see us when we're vulnerable and when we're sad and when we're fearful. We let them see us through our successes, through celebrations. And that's what we're guiding everything with. And that creates expectations within ourselves that are very, very difficult to achieve and sometimes unrealistic. So, of course, these are some of the more basic ones. I mean, listen, what about your children? I have children, and they have expectations of me as well. I mean, they want to have the new iPhone, and they want Uggs, and they want to go on fancy vacations and go to summer camp. And when they're 16, they want me to buy them a car. It's not happening. But these are expectations that will let them down. And this is what breeds fear. What else breeds fear, you ask? How about past failures? How many times you attempted something and it just didn't work out? And we hear what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Yet we still have that fear inside of us, don't we? We still fear because of our past experiences. We can't help but take those experiences with us. They're life lessons. But they do create a level of fear inside of us. And we need to be able to break free of that fear. Those past failures are just that. They've happened already. There's nothing we can do about those past failures. There's nothing we can do about them, but there's a lot we can do with them. What do I mean by that? So it's happened. It's the past. It's history. There's nothing we can do about it. But to take from that experience and do something with it, well, that's your tool. Right there. That's your tool. Your fear is coming from past failures, but your tool is learning from the experience and taking it forward with you. Not doing the same mistake over and over again. Not putting yourself in a situation. Albert Einstein, he said this most beautifully. Insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if your fear is being fueled by past failures, well then stop feeding into that. Take those past failures, turn them into a tool, and use them to succeed moving forward. That diet didn't work, which is why you're in this program. You don't want a diet anymore because diets don't work. You don't want to fall into that repetitive diet cycle filled with expectations and then deficiencies and cravings and breaking down and starting over and depression and shame. It didn't work the first time, the second time. So now you've tried something new, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. They have a huge impact on us. They affect us forever, and it's our job to make sure we utilize that energy, take advantage of what it has to offer. Something else that really affects our fear, drive, I guess we can call it that fuel inside us that fuels fear, is self-confidence. Now, having a low self-confidence will absolutely cause some fear in your life, right? Because you feel inadequate. You're not good enough. Can I really do this? Maybe I'm not good enough. I mean, these are things that cross through everybody's mind. We're born with insecurities. And as we grow and evolve through life, we develop some new ones and we get rid of some other ones. But being secure, being self-confident, that's what's really going to take to break through that fear barrier. See, how many people watching right now have had that fear to join this program and lose weight and get their life under control finally? Oh, no, I had one client, I'm scared. I live off of sugar. Other ones, I can't live without milk. The truth is, customized it. We figured out a way that it wouldn't be scary. And now these people are well along in the program and feeling great. They're succeeding. They're finding results. And this is because they broke through that fear. And how you have to do that is you have to take that unknown, the question of what's next. Will I still be the same person? And just squash that. You don't want to be the same person. If you're lying in bed unhappy every night, if you won't look at yourself in the mirror with the lights on, if you're ashamed to wear a bathing suit in the summer, these aren't good things. You don't want to be that same person. You want to be the person inside, that child who didn't care what was going on, who enjoyed life and who laughed and who smiled and ran and swam and wasn't afraid to ride a bike and didn't think twice about going up 2 flights of stairs. That's the person you need to go back to being. That's the inner you. That's your chi. That's who you are. And you can never achieve that inner happiness, that peace, unless you break free of the chains of fear. Make sense? I believe it makes sense. So what is the answer? I mean, I'm throwing out a bunch of stuff at you here, and I'm asking you, what is the answer? So the answer is this. You've got to move forward. You've always got to move forward. As soon as you become stagnant, well, that's when things start to fall apart. Think about this. Imagine floating in water. You're floating in a lake, a pool, an ocean, doesn't matter, bathtub, doesn't really matter. The only way you're going to stop from drowning is by moving your arms. You don't move those arms, you're going to drown. It's sink or swim. Those are your 2 options. And that is very much applicable to regular life as well. You need to keep moving forward, because if you're not moving forward, well, then you're moving backwards, because the world is moving forward. With or without you, things are going to change. If you don't take control of your life, and God forbid you do pass away and something should happen, the world around you is going to go on. The world will not stop just because you didn't make that change, because you couldn't break through that fear. So it's your responsibility to take control and make sure you're always progressing. If something isn't working, then make that change. Think to yourself, wow, I think I'm going to take that stair today, or try that new fruit I've never tried. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Take some risks. We never regret looking back on life on our deathbed. We never regret the things we did do. We only regret the things we didn't do. And you don't want to go through life with regrets. You want to enjoy yourself. You want to be healthy in both mind and body. You want your spirit to be fulfilled. You want to be interested and intrigued. You want to be compassionate and loving. You want to be loved. These are all very basic human needs and very basic and strong human desires. And they can all be killed by fear. Fear is what is not allowing us to change. We have to be willing to change. And if we're not willing to change, then we're never going to grow. And if you're not willing to grow, well, then you've stagnant. You've stopped moving your arms. You're no longer treading water. You're spiraling. You're sinking. Whatever analogy works for you, it's downward. That's all that matters. It's going down. So take control over it. If you're scared of something, just stare it in the face. You know, I've got fears. We all have fears, and I'm gonna talk about some general fears. I mean, we talked about riding a bike. Well, what about getting off certain foods? Or all those years I was on opiates for my back pain. You don't think I was scared to get off those opiates? What would my life be without these drugs that I've relied on for 12 years? Well, that turned out it was amazing, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Or the time when my kid, I hate roller coasters. I'm deathly scared of heights, but my kid wanted to go on a roller coaster, so I went on the smallest one with them. You know what? I didn't enjoy it, but I broke through that fear. I broke through that fear, and I gave my kid an experience, and I have a memory I'll never forget. Breaking through fear is going to inspire living. And if you can have an inspired life, well, then you're going to have a nice and long life too. I want you to take today's message as find a fear, look it in the face, tell them where you can go, and have a great day. You want to feel optimized, you want to be optimized. Well, the only way to do that is take control of every element. Don't be scared. Take that step today. Today is that day. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. I love talking to you in this format. I'm going to continue to do so. If you have any subject matter that you'd like me to cover, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to send them to me, and I will cover them on the next transformation session, maybe the one after that, or who knows, maybe even on a live session. You ask me, I'll answer you. You will get your answers. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.